While Dozo was still alive, his body was subsequently used as sustenance for other prisoners of war.
Sustenance? Meaning they're eating him, right? The worst deaths in human history.
History is full of people dying. In fact, some might suspect it's all we do. But there are some deaths that are way worse than others. For example, death by the upright jerker.
That just seemed freaky right there, nigga. I'm not gonna lie, if I wanted to go out in life, nigga, I would rock with the upright jerker. Y'all think it's gonna be about me?
No, not that upright jerker, you trash. This thing. The upright jerker is a contraption that was meant to replace your traditional hanging. This was primarily due to the ineffectiveness of traditional hangings. You see, in typical hanging, sometimes the drop will be too much and the person will end up decapitated. Or conversely, the drop be too little and the person takes too long to die.
Okay.
So eventually they realize what doesn't go down must come up, and they just flip the whole thing upside down. Instead of having the victim drop to their death, they were instead flung into the air using a counterweight.
Nigga, that's worse. Hold up, does that mean their head I can't even talk right now. Does that mean their head is gonna get bigger? What happens, hold on chat, what happens if too much blood gets to your head? Like, real talk, from a visual perspective.
If this seems like an even worse way to hang someone, that's because it was. If you were unfortunate enough to be executed by this method,
imagine being caught looking like this. Oh, hell no.
Your death would be long and painful, as it was for the case of James Stephens, a 19th century man accused of
he looked like Dream, so he don't look that bad.
Poisoning his wife. For this capital punishment, he was sentenced to jerking of the upright position. However, during his execution, for some reason,
so y'all gonna give us a gruesome ass death, and y'all gonna call it the upright jerker. Nigga, what type of catfish ass punishment is this?
Rope was not severed in the usual way, with the blow of the hatchet. Instead, it was slowly run off from the post which held it. Because of this, he was raised gradually until his body was elevated about 4 feet from the ground. As a consequence, his neck was not dislocated, and death was instead produced by suffocation.
Damn.
For about 3 minutes after his suspension, he continues to struggle and contort in front of the onlookers. If this wasn't traumatic enough, they were also accompanied by the sounds of gurgling coming from his throat until
damn, that boy getting freaky, bruh. That mean he's swallowing on his blood? I don't know how in any human history there's people watching someone else dying.
His eventual demise. Drinking molten gold. This was potentially practiced more often than documented.
Oh, hell no. Y'all niggas don't care about your money? The hell you mean? Oh, I'd be... No, hold on. If I put molten gold on the nigga throat, I'm getting that shit back. Once you die, buddy, we're digging in the stomach. Molten gold. Fuck no.
It was practiced on both sides of the Atlantic Ocean by the Romans and the Spanish Inquisition. The technique is self-explanatory. The victim would be restrained and their mouth forced open as molten gold was poured down their gullet.
Hold on, hey, now they got the grills, bruh. Think about it, nigga. Once it start forming, that's fire.
This is exactly what happened in 1599 to a Spanish governor in early colonial Ecuador. Native Indians of the Javaro tribe were being taxed unfairly in their gold trades.
Okay.
Because of this, they attacked the settlement of Logroño and executed the gold-hungry governor by pouring molten gold down his throat.
Oh.
The result would be severe damage to the organs and blistering of the lungs. It was also speculated that gas would exit through both ends as molten gold and blood.
What do you mean that nigga peeing and pooping gold? Hey, actually, that's poetic though, nigga. I'll be shitting gold, bruh. That's how rich I am. Well, I would hope metaphorically, this shit physically.
Spew out. Within 10 seconds, the metal would congeal again and fill the hole you used to breathe out of. Of course, we are still talking about gold here, so the leftover remnants of the execution were kept and resmelted back into limited edition gold coins.
Damn,
I'm joking
okay,
about
so
that last part, but I doubt they wasted it. The Spanish Tickler. I promise I'm not joking with these names. This execution method is not as fun as it may.
Yeah, buddy. You're done. We're gonna get the Spanish Tickler on you. Buddy, I'ma laugh.
Seem. This terrible device was used in most of Europe during the Middle Ages. It's a very simple instrument that was used to tear a victim's skin apart. Due to its shape, neither bones nor muscles were spared. The victim was often naked and tied, making him or her completely defenseless. Then, the torturers began the sometimes public act of mutilating the victim. They often
mutilate. What is that? That's the genitals, right? That's like the titty and the ass cheeks and the meat. That's what they mean, right? Oh hell no! What's with every punishment and going with the most freakiest option to cut first? You couldn't just go with the neck. You just had to go for the titties?
Often began with the limbs and slowly moved from the chest, back, neck, and finally to the face. Now this has got to be one of the most misleading names for any execution method ever. It just doesn't roll off the tongue like death by firing squad. But what it lacks in name, it makes up with in fear factor. My heart just goes out to the first person this was ever tried on. I sentence thee to death by Spanish Tickler. Well gee, that don't sound too bad. Where's the little guy hiding? Holy sh! The breaking wheel. Like the last one, this
I'ma assume it's a nigga getting ripped by a wheel. Gotta be.
Served as a form of torture along with being an execution. The convicted would be taken to a public stage site to be tied to the floor. The wheel in question was a large wooden spoked wheel, typically the same one used on carriages. The wheel was used to mutilate the victim by dropping it onto their body. They usually started with breaking your shin bones and eventually made their way up to your arms.
Alright.
They even put sharp-edged wood under the joints, which worsened the entire experience.
What happened? It just like what? Y'all can't just like kill, like just knife cut someone. What's the point of doing this? Doesn't this take a long time?
The body is then braided onto another wooden spoke, which is now possible due to you recently becoming a human noodle.
Damn.
After this, the executioner is now free to give you the old season finale.
What?
Now if you thought that was the end, ye have little faith in the cruelty of man.
What happened?
Sometimes they didn't even bother and just threw the whole medieval Autobot into a bunch of flames.
Okay, they just
Other
emo
times they were put onto spokes and hoisted in the air where they were scavenged on by birds as they decayed. Now there is still hope for you 19th century
that don't need, why would you do that, bruh? Hell nah, bruh.
rapscallions. If there were any technical problems such as you falling from the wheel or the wheel breaking, it was seen as divine intervention and you were usually let free.
Okay.
Mock execution.
The hell that mean?
Now this final death
Is that like a pump fake? Oh, you thought we had you, huh?
save for last as it is the stuff of nightmares. In medieval Europe, there were many revolts and uprisings. One of them was led by Georg Doza of Transylvania. In the early 1500s, Doza led a peasants' rebellion.
Y'all, that explains it. Cause who the hell would I can't even talk. Who the hell would let a nigga with 25% of his hair loaded lead anyone? Nigga can't even fix this hair.
Against the nobility of the Kingdom of Hungary. He and his soldiers fought as well as a bunch of malnourished peasants could fight against an organized army. Eventually, Doza was captured and his execution was crafted to mock his ambitions. Doza was placed on a scalding hot iron throne and forced to wear a smoldering crown.
Ow.
He was then made to witness the execution of his own brother. There's more. While Doza was still alive, his body was subsequently used as sustenance for other prisoners of war. Yeah.
Sustenance? Meaning they're eating him, right? That's what it mean? Cause what I'm thinking is, you know, my freak ass is thinking they're getting some liquids from some other from some other area. What? Okay, that's what I mean? Okay.
Good luck sleeping tonight. It is said that Georg Doza inspired many other peasant uprisings and even inspired a
Okay, I guess maybe it was like a glitch. But anyways, YouTube, yeah, as you can see, if you're dealing with any other sickness, I guess first and foremost, I hope you get good, but be glad, nigga, you know, you're not dying to a wheel, you know? Your meat is not getting punctured by a rake. Join us on Discord, catch us on Twitch, make sure to subscribe, all that good stuff. Waxer for life. Love y'all.